Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Hilltop Pillbox, and here in Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. And we're all set up here for a round of Axis and Allies Anniversary Edition, the 1941 setup. So as we look at the board here, everything's all set up and raring to go. We did play a game a little while ago, and for some reason one of the major turns got deleted. I figured, well, instead of uploading that one, we'll do another one here and put this one up. But here you can see the scattered U.S. fleet, and everybody's kind of a little lower down on the whole economic scale than they are in the other setup, except for Britain. Britain's up pretty good. But I got a few little extras here. These are the coasters that you can get from Historical Board Gaming. And we just like to put them in the order of the turn order so that you can very quickly see who's up next and whatnot. Now, for those of us who have played for a long time, it's pretty simple. But in 1942, the turn order is considerably different. So we just make sure that we just put them out depending on whatever game we do play, whatever version. And here we have this neato chart, which one of my subscribers actually sent to me, and I totally forget his name right now, and I feel terrible about that. But this is an amazing chart. Don't worry about these here. I laminated it, but it didn't take, so I'm going to have to print out a new one on cardstock maybe and forego the laminate. But these are all national objectives and the bonuses that you can get, and he's got them all organized very quickly to see what you own, and then you just put a roundel when you achieve that. And then you, at the end of each turn, you just take a look, and you can quickly add up the extras that you can have. Another great thing about the bottom here are all the victory cities. So you can see at the beginning, the Allies are on top, the Axis are on the bottom. The Allies have 12 of the 18 cities. But as we know, places like Manila fall very quickly, Hong Kong fall very quickly, Honolulu possibly. Okay, so they'll all start heading down here after one turn, maybe two, depending on how America plays, of course. And we've got our technology tokens raring to go here, and the money is all set up. And of course, we've got our dice. And these are our attack dice, battle dice, that are specially made. So the whites only have one, right? So they count as your ones. Blue has two, so there's one there, one on the other side. Okay, and then the threes have three. The greens have three, pardon me, blacks four. Reds are five, which you only ever use if you get jet fighters, of course. But we also have to have a numbered die, okay, for damage to factories, and also for technology breakthroughs. And it's pretty simple, though. It's pretty fun. When you, let's say you're sending over a couple of bombers, so or let's just use one bomber, just keep it simple. So you can do the whole attack in one roll, really. So there wasn't a hit, so you know the bomber got through and it did 3 damage. So you can really speed up the game quite a bit. Get guys rolling dice right off the bat very, very quickly. The other thing we're going to play with today are these little bonus tokens that you can get from Historical Board Gaming. And the way we do that is each of the 6 major powers, sorry China, get to roll a die. So they roll a die, and so, you know, Germany would roll, get a 4. That means Germany can now plant mines. They just get 1 token of these, so we don't want to change the game too terribly much. But I'll tell you how each one works. So rolling a 1, barbed wire. So if barbed wire is in a place, let's just take it and say, put it in Egypt here. That's where it was last game. And then whenever anybody tries to attack in any direction, from any direction, even an amphibious assault, if there's barbed wire, the defender gets to roll a d6, okay? And then you divide that by 2. So obviously that would be 1. So 1 infantryman cannot come through. If you roll a 6, that would push 3 infantry back. Okay, so it could be very effective, it could be anemic. If you win the battle, it stays. If you lose the battle, of course, people taking over have destroyed the barbed wire. And it's a one and done, and once it's over, it's over. Tank trap is the same thing except for anti-tank. So you roll, divide by 2. The trench works on the very, very first round of combat. Up to 5 infantry, keep that in mind, up to 5 infantry will defend at a 3. But just on the very, very first round. Alright, so in the very first round, the infantry defend at 3, but only 5 of them. So if you're in, say, Moscow and you've got trench works, you know, you can't stack 30 infantry in there and they all defend at 3. That's a little OP. Especially for something you didn't buy. Again, if you win, the trench works stay, and if you lose, the trench works go. The mines obviously sit in the water, and it's very simple. So let's say Japan gets mines, which they would love to have. So they have mines in there, which mean that when American ships or British ships or any of the Allied ships come in, the Japanese player can choose to treat it like an AA, and so you get shots at each ship coming in. So, for instance, if, you know, maybe 6 American ships were coming in, you just take all of the one-hit dice and you'd roll, and no hits. Well, that's a bummer. Okay, let's say you got 1 hit. So then, and we say that the defender gets to choose the casualties. So mines can be very, very handy. Now you don't have to use them though. Okay, because then what happened, we found this out one time, was that a guy just sent in a submarine and the mines were used up just defending against the lone sub, and then the next turn he brought in tons of boats. So we just say it's up to the defender if and when he or she would like to utilize the mines. Okay, and then we have Minefield. Minefield is pretty much the same way, except it's for land, and so that's the same idea, and we roll that maximum of 5 dice and hit with a 1. Okay, so the trench works and the Minefield have a limit of 5. Okay, so if anybody comes into land, you can choose to defend with hits of 1 with the Minefield. Okay, and if you roll a 6 and you get a hospital, this is probably the one that everybody likes to have. A place that really loves to have it is Moscow. Okay, so what you do is anytime you have a battle adjacent to the hospital, okay, adjacent to the hospital in any zone, okay, then you roll a d6 and you divide it by 2, so d3. So if there had been a battle, say in the western or eastern Ukraine here, you'd roll and divide that by 2, and you got yourself 3, because you always round up, 3 infantry from that battle survive and actually come back to the hospital. Okay, so you can really load up your place with that. So the hospital is very nice, but a maximum of 3 people, and it has to be in adjacent territory. And again, once you take it over, all of these things get destroyed. Once that area is taken over, they're only one and done. Okay, well, that should be pretty much it. We're going to get rolling here, and we'll get back to you right away with our round 1 wrap up. Okay, actually, we're going to give you a quick update here. So the Americans got mines, and they decided to mine the west coast. The Japanese, unfortunately, got tank trap, but they put it here knowing that the British do like to build tanks in India, so might help them with the defense there. The Soviets also got tank trap, which they placed in their home territory. And we got a little interesting thing going on here between the Brits and the Italians. The British have the trench works, and so it's a bonus. So the infantry, up to 5 infantry, defend at a 3. And the barbed wire mean you can send back infantry attacking Libya for the Italians. And the Germans got Minefield, which they put in France. I guess they figured they'll be able to defend Germany easy enough, and hoping to kill some stuff off with France. And remember, folks, if you win that battle, you actually retain the minefield. So Germany's hoping for some good dice there. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, turn one is over, and some fairly typical things happen. We'll just give you a quick view of the board before we get into our review of the round's actions. All right, well, might as well start with where it all began. We'll start with Germany, and we got some friends back with us today. So Fritz, you want to take us through it here?
Yeah, I think we'll do that, yeah. We started by sending our U-boats out to destroy the battleship and the transport, and that was very successful.
I noticed the U-boats aren't there anymore. What happened to them? Did they submerge?
Yeah, you could say that. They submerged until further notice. But we also had some wonderful success here on the Eastern Front. We punched right through, and we are looking much better now. The Caucasus are within range on the oil fields. And we also brought down a tank, an infantry. So we are looking like Egypt may be taken.
Well, you see they got the trench works there, right? And you know that their infantry will, up to 5 of them, will defend at a 3 or less on the first round. So be ready for that.
Ja, the trenches, that is so well waren, ja? Ja, this, we have the tanks and the planes, and we will go right around and right over, and it will be fine. But thank you for your concern. I don't really know if you can call it concern.
Ivan, what's going on here, bud?
We are not worried at all. We give up little space for many time, and we have many people here in Karelia. We will hold that indefinitely, and we have our tank traps built by our strong, beautiful Russian babushkas. So we are very safe.
Okay, well, maybe so. Let's see here. What else is going on? Nigel, looks like the Brits have had a fairly strong opening move. What's going on here?
Yes, quite, yes. We've had a little bit of a setback, losing our battleship and transport, and a destroyer in Season 6 before we had even known the battle had begun, But we were able to rally the defenses, and we built another shiny new destroyer, and we should be just aces going forward.
All right, and in Egypt, you've bulked up, I see.
Yes, we brought over a couple of infantry from India, and we're moving up our troops from South Africa, and they should be there momentarily.
I see you've brought a fellow and an artillery from Australia. Are you giving up Australia to the Japanese?
Oh no, not at all. We don't believe that Australia is much within the sights of the Japanese now, as they are having their own troubles with the Chinese. And so we built a factory in India, and we'll be cranking out tanks momentarily, which should keep Australia just outside of the Japanese concerns once they see our Churchill tanks rolling through the jungles.
All right. Well, I guess that leaves over here Hirohito. Buddy, what's going on there?
Oh, we had a very good round. We took many territories, and we took them very easily. We took the Philippines. That wasn't so easy, mind you. We lost 3 infantry units. It was bad. But we did sink the battleship, and we did not even take a hit. It was beautiful. And we built factory complex in Manchuria. And we will be going forward. Forward.
Forward is good, I guess. I see the Chinese were able to sneak into Kiangsu. Is that a concern for you?
Ha! One Chinese division is nothing. We will take them. Our transports could kill them. You watch. You go to the transports. They kill. Well, you know what kill looks like.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see on the next round whether or not you have some success there. The money islands are still wide open. And it looks like the Americans decided to spend a bit of money in the Pacific this round. Tex, you want to take us through that? Yeah, what we got here is we got ourselves a bit of a problem. We lost our battleship there in Hawaii, and so we coagulated everybody here off the west coast. We got our mines there as well, so that should keep us fairly safe, we figure. We built ourselves 3 submarines. They're cheap, and hey, maybe get a lucky hit or 2 in on them there before they get sunk. But yeah, we're looking all right. We done flew our bomber on over to Britain there. Give us a little bit of fun, and we built a transport and a man and arty here. So building up a bit of a fleet, and eventually we'll do something with it. I don't know which way we're going to head with it yet, but you just never mind. It's going to be good when the old Stars and Stripes get moving. All right, well, folks, that's a very typical first round. One minor note: the Germans did get their factory bombed for 6 by the Bomber Command of the Brits, and now that the U.S. 8th Air Force is over there, the mighty 8th, it's going to be interesting if Germany is going to be economically hampered if they get a few more rolls of 6 like that. Alright, we'll see you at the end of round 2. Alright, here we are at the end of round 2, and take it away, Tex. Yeah, well, not much really been going on here. Japanese are kind of running amok here in the Pacific, so we done build ourselves, well, nothing. You didn't build anything in the Pacific? No, not this time. We spent all our money in the Atlantic. We figure them Germans are doing some pretty nasty stuff, but I'll let you ask some of the other fellers about it. Alright, well, Hirohito, looks like you're having a bit of a free hand here. What's going on?
Well, we are just traipsing around having our fun.
Yeah, I like that accent. It sounds like you're kind of allied with Germany there.
Oh, yes, we are. But we will not use that mixed accent again. That will get us into trouble.
Yeah, probably. Well, what do you got here for what's going on in the mainland? Looks like you built some tanks here.
Yes, we built 3 amazing Japanese tanks. They will do very well. And we blitzed through here and joined up with 2 infantry from Suyan. We are deep inside enemy territory.
Alright. Little thin here though, isn't it?
Well, that is because we are working out and not eating as much.
No, I mean the board here.
Oh, yeah, that too. But we were able to take back Yangzhou without any losses. And we recalled our fleet from the Hawaiian waters back to the Philippines.
And I see you went around the Money Islands.
Yes, we went up the Money Islands. That's $8. We go up, and the UK go down. So that is okay for the UK. Nah.
Well, I think they'd probably disagree with you. Nigel, any words on that?
Yes, it's been quite a winter of discontent, if you will. You can see, though, we've cranked out some tanks in India, and we shuttled some more troops on over to Egypt from the south, and now we're well fortified, and no trouble at all coming from anyone, really. I think we'll be able to hold firm for quite some time.
Yeah, but Transjordan was taken.
Yes, that's not really a problem. You see, it was the Italians, what? And so we think they shouldn't be more than a trifle to deal with.
You know, I'm standing right here. I can hear everything you say.
Yes, but you said nothing in the first round. Why is that?
It's because of my accent. It is so ridiculous, huh?
Yes, quite, yes.
All right, well, guys, I'll let you discuss that on your own. We're going to head over here to the Eastern Front. Ivan, looking kind of hard-pressed here.
Perhaps to the non-Russian this looks like a bad situation, but to us Russians this is nothing. So they took the Caucasus. This is not a problem. You see, we still have many people in Russia.
and many people in Leningrad, which is not under any duress at this time. So we are just waiting for the Germans to make one of their classic blunders, and we will take advantage and be able to just sweep them away. Well, I think Fritz might have something to say about that. Fritz, what do you figure there, bud?
Yeah, that is so cute, the way they say they are going to sweep us away, when in fact that is what we are doing. We are sweeping them away. Yeah, we took out all the 6 infantry on the tank from the Caucasus, and we only lost 2 infantry. So this is, I think we are doing the sweeping and they are doing the sleeping, yeah? So we also took back Poland, which the nasty Russians had come into, and you can see we have some Italian help here in East Poland. How that is so nice of them to come by and plug the gap for us. We are still getting the bombing of the British and the Americans now, but together they only do 6 damage again, so we can handle this is not a problem. And we were able to retain all of the European continent, so things are going quite well for us. Thank you for asking. Alright, Nigel, up here in Britain, looks like Fortress Britain isn't going anywhere. Yes, well, we did build some more transports and men and artillery, and we'll be landing in the beaches any moment now, so fret not, Europe will soon be ours.
Yeah, well, got a lot of work to do first there, Nige. We're going to have to maybe come on down to Morocco or someplace here and just get things going. Built ourselves a carrier. Like I said, we built everything in the Atlantic here this turn. And so we built ourselves this carrier and another transport and a man and a tank. So we figure we can take them fellers on over here pretty soon and to get rid of this nasty business here in Africa. And then we'll see what's going on. Our Chinese brothers here, they're down to, well, they're not going to be putting anybody on next turn, we figure. Shanghai and Yunnan are going to be swallowed up by them there Japs, and so that'll be it for China. But they done hung on pretty good here, you know. Well, it's actually only round 2 there, Tex. Is that, I don't know, they could be gone. They could be gone next round, possibly. You know, the Japanese Air Force is well within striking distance, so I'm not really sure they did a great job. Yeah, well, you know, it's tough fighting them Japs when they're swarming all over the place. But you wait and see. I think those Chinese fellers are gonna give them a bit of a surprise here. You just wait and see. All right, well, we'll find out, folks. Not a lot really going on. A lot of building up and whatnot. Some bombing going up. But the Japanese are definitely the ones who are enjoying life a lot right now, and the Germans as well. So as we take a look at the income tracks are all set up and current, and as we look at the bonuses are definitely on the side of the Axis. Not too many things going on. Forgot to change the boards of the victory cities though, so we'll just get those done right quick. And there we go. So right now both sides have 9 victory cities, and well, it looks like there could be some trouble here holding on to places like Sydney if the Japanese have anything to say about it, which we will find out more about on turn 3. Alright, a very entertaining round 3, and Tex, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, well, we done bring our fleet out from behind our mine screen there, brought it out to Hawaii here. We're in pretty good shape though, because Japs seem to have disappeared. So, yeah, we're out here, just got ourselves but the 1 transport, and got some subs leaning up on the carrier like that. I figured that it was a carry-all there, but no good. And, yeah, we're having a pretty good time. The Chinese here, of course, didn't get to put anybody down, but they did take a spot. And over here, we decided to do our Operation Flashlight. The Brits wanted to call it Torch, because that's what they call the flashlight over there, but we're going to stick with Flashlight. And we done land here in Morocco, and took that pretty simple. But them there Atas, they went there into Gibraltar and took that. They got them a nickel for doing that. So, yeah, we took Morocco, and they won't be getting the bonus anymore. And we also built some shiny new stuff over here.
All right, well, America's been busy. We'll go back here to the Pacific. Hirohito, what's going on there, bud?
Oh, you know, things are going okay. We took Australia, which is good for us and bad for everybody else on the planet. And we make money for that. But then the crazy Brits, they come by, they take East Indies, but they will lose it, and they will lose the transport. So I think it's a waste of time for them.
Well, maybe they're making you, kind of back up a little bit. Who knows? We'll see. Also up north, you're having some fun with the Soviets.
Yes, it was fun for us, for we went and we killed all of them. And they only killed one of us, I believe. So that is good, and we make more tanks. And we go all across China. We just have 2 little bits of China left, and we will take them next turn.
All right, Britain, what's going on here for you guys?
Yes, well, it's a bit of a cat and mouse game right now.
And I think we're the mouse, which isn't quite so entertaining as being the cat, what? But we are building more tanks in India. We have a fair supply there. And we took back Burma, liberated it. And the Japanese are frightfully low on ground forces. Down here south of China, they've only got 4 entire ground forces, so we feel fairly confident that we can hold on to India, come what may. Egypt also is looking spot on, as we say, because the Italians and the Germans are lesser in number, and the Americans, as you know, have landed. And yes, we're feeling much better about things, except for the fact that our fleet up here disappeared and is replaced now by one loaded carrier.
Yeah, what happened there? I suspect Fritz had something to do with that. Yeah, your suspicions are correct. For we did not want them having this anymore, so we sent over the bomber, 2 bombers and 2 fighters from Norway and 2 bombers from Germany, and we sank the whole thing, and we kept 1 bomber. And we kept 1 fighter, so it was a very good battle for us. And we sank the 3 destroyers and the cruiser and the 3 transports that were there. So we are no longer in distress of a British invasion. So no more of that. Not even the Beatles could come across. Who are the Beatles? Oh, yeah, I forgot. The time machine. Never mind.
All right. What's going on up north?
Yeah, that is a bit of a stalemate, but we are tying down significant Russian resources there. So they can only put on 6 units in Russia each time, and 6 men is all they can afford these days. And we are building up a grand force here in the Caucasus, and we should be along shortly in order to take Moscow.
Perhaps we will be having something to say about this. I think we have more men and you have bullets, and we are willing to prove this, yes? So you come, we be here waiting for you.
All right, that's going to be quite the tilt. And Luigi, the Italians, not really busting out like you do in many other games.
It is not our problem. We trying to do what we can, and we took Gibraltar. And, we got the extra $5, but we're probably going to lose it from the Americans. But what can you do? We still have Transjordan, and we're feeling very good about this.
Yeah. And now we're going to go have some spaghetti, huh?
All right, you have some fun with the pasta there, and I guess we'll see what the Japs are going to do with their big southern fleet here, and the Americans with their sizable central fleet. Not exactly sure. Could be a bit of a clash here in turn 4, but time will tell. Okay, as you can see, pretty balanced economically here. The Axis have a slight advantage of about $6 or $7 overall, but they are slowly losing the advantage in other areas. You can see the Americans here, although this isn't a huge fleet, they do have 6 transports, a carrier and a destroyer. to bring over all this stuff. So Morocco and that's all gone. But we're going to let the guys tell you what happened here. We'll start with Luigi, I guess. Luigi, where's your army, buddy?
I think, well, they tried to attack Egypt, and it did not go so well.
No, it doesn't look like it. I guess those trench works really were a little too much to overcome.
Yeah, they had 8 units, and 6 of them got a hit. And so we were retreating after that. And our 2 planes, they fly home. And we had built 2 more planes thinking that we'd win. And we'd have the planes, and we'd have the boats, and we could rule. But looks like we are going to die.
Well, don't give up hope yet. Oh, I think I have. All right. Well, Tex, looks like you had an active role here. Yeah, we're just still trying to build stuff up, and as you can see, we're using that little marker there to denote our fleet. It's not that big of a fleet, but just clogging up C-Zone 12 there, so we wanted to make it all nice and open, and we did try to bomb Germany. We sent over 2 bombers. One got shot down. The other one did its job, though, and who knows, maybe part of that 6 is a bit of the wreckage of the other one. But yeah, you know, we're doing what we can. We lost pretty much all of China. They lost all their infantry and only got the 1 spot left. So looks like flying tigers are going to be extinct here. But we did come down here and managed to get Australia back for Britain, and we had a beautiful move here by the bomber. She come on over from Hawaii. So it's a 1, and it's a 2, it's a 3, and it's a 4, and they sank a lone transport, and a 5 and a 6. So we thought that was pretty spiffy there. Yeah, that's a pretty good move, and you have a decent little fleet here. 3 subs, couple destroyers, loaded carrier, 1 transport. Looks like you could cause some grief. Yeah, that's what we're hoping to do here.
It is too little too late. Well, you see, we have now erased all of the Soviet presence in the Soviet Far East. We will now go across here, and we will take all the money for free. We've already taken on the inside here. So we are very rich. We are making as much money as you, America. Except we have more stuff on the board. Better stuff.
Okay, well, I think the Brits might have something to say about all this. Britain, it looks like you didn't spend any money in India this time, which is kind of interesting considering the big Japanese presence here.
Yes, quite well. There really isn't much of a threat to Calcutta, so we decided to just hang on to the Burma and Persia here. And when he brought his fleet over, we thought, well, jolly good. It's now out of the way of the Yanks, who can now go around the Pacific on their own. We did try to bomb Germany, but we had our bomber shot down as well. And so the German AA is getting much worse for us. But we did happen to build 4 transports and a destroyer, as they have sortied some U-boats. And so hopefully we'll be able to extinguish them before they extinguish us. What?
Yeah, we'll. That's going to be interesting. Those U-boats can cause a lot of grief. We'll see what happens on the next round. Fritz, what are your plans here? Looks like you're getting down to it, aren't you?
Ja, und that is a correct assessment. We are getting down to it. And we have secured the Atlantic Wall. So there's nothing that can come in. So Northwestern Europe is only verse 2 and Norway is verse 3, but these are really inconsequential. And we have coerced the Soviets to evacuate Belarusia to protect Archangel, which gives them their bonus. So, yeah, they wanted the bonus, but now our tanks in Karelia now have an open door to Moscow. So we are very happy about this. And we are going to take full advantage, yeah?
Yeah, I think that you will. Ivan, what's going on?
There's no problem whatsoever. We have so many troops there. There's no way they could take us.
Well, I hope you're right for your sake, but it's looking pretty bleak here. Axis are running amok pretty well, but Italy is definitely under a bit of duress. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with Italy on the next turn. Turn 5 could be a very telling one. If the Brits start making landings in force and the Americans make landings in force, Germany may have to turn around. So this might be her time. We shall see on turn 5.
And that says it all. Looks like round 5 is going to be the last round for the game. We've finished it all off, except putting on the U.S. No, actually we did put on the U.S. build, didn't you? Yeah, you just put everything in the Pacific. So, well, we'll just start off with Fritz here. It looks like we got ourselves an Axis victory. You want to take us through it?
Yeah, not really, but I will tell you the high points. And we took Moscow, and we still have about 13 armored divisions left. There's but one Russian unit on the land, and one pathetic little sub over there. The birds, they landed here in Norway, but this is not a problem, for we will be able to stop them there. And we have about 25, 30 infantry here, and we even have the Italian infantry for what they are worth. We also have the Luftwaffe down here in good shape. They are back from their attack on Moscow, and none of them got shot down, which is very nice. And we are going to be able to wreak havoc. There's nothing over here for our tanks to kill, for the Japanese have done their job. And pinning back the Brits there. And looks like the Italians have put their fleet here, even if it's a sacrificial thing. I don't think so though. They have 2 cruisers and a battleship. And the only thing facing them is a carrier with 2 fighters and a destroyer. And the bomber, if they had chosen to, but they did not, for that would be just foolhardy. They would lose everything. Yeah, it looks pretty good here. And there's nothing left over here for the Americans to bring. So this is kind of they're done. That's it for what they can bring. Nigel, Norway, what's going on?
Yes, well, we thought that we'd take Norway as the beginning of our liberation of Europe, but it looks as though that is not going to be enough. Too little, too late, as some people say, and yeah, it's quite unfortunate. But we did hold on to Egypt. I'm not sure if there are moral victories in wars, but there you have it. I don't know about that. Hirohito, what's going on, bud? Looks like you took out the last of the Chinese.
It was not a problem at all. For we took them down with our tanks, our planes, and our navy is here, and we have even built a factory down here on the East Indies. So 4 units per turn. Now the Americans, very annoying, took Borneo, but we will take it back for our next turn. Oh, maybe not. We don't have any transports. And why is that? That's because they're all up here invading America. Ha!
Yeah, looks like you're doing okay there. And you got plenty of troops here ready to go as well. So it's just a one hop. You can get, so you got 4 transports, you can get 4 tanks and the 3 men that are available over there next turn. Forcing the Americans to build 10 infantry here last turn. So that could be a problem. Oh, you built 3 destroyers there too, eh? So we're going to have to put those in the Atlantic because you can only build 10 in that zone. So we'll have to move that. But the game's over anyway. The Hawaiian fleet, as majestic as it is, really is rather anemic as a fighting force when there's really nothing to shoot at. And these transports, of course, will be guarded by the Japanese home fleet and over there. Plus they still have 3 carriers down here with 5 planes, easily enough getting 6. So it just looks like an Axis victory here. Mathematically speaking, you know, we can look at the table here and you can see, you know, Italy's been neutered. I think they should be down to 9 now because they did lose Libya. But Italy's been neutered, but Russia, as we know, is gone.
And you know, the Germans and the Japanese look fairly close to the Americans and the Brits, but when we come over to the bonus section, we can see that the Germans have all of their bonuses, and the Japanese will soon have their Australia bonus back. Might be a couple turns, I guess, to get a transport down there, but they'll get that back, or maybe they'll just go take Hawaii. India looks pretty tough, though. They got 9 tanks there, and they got a couple of forces on each side, so they could get another 6 tanks there. So Calcutta's probably not going to fall, but we do need to change the boards here. So we're going to take that, put it there, and Leningrad, I'm going to put that there. And then, as we can see, that is probably going to happen in not too long a time. And there's really nothing the Allies can do about it. So we're going to call this an Axis victory. And, well, thanks for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed it. This was an all or nothing for the Germans, but when they went in, they got like 17 hits on the first round, and that pretty much wiped out any chance of Soviet resistance, who then replied with 7 hits or something. So they just they didn't even get into the tanks on the first round. So that did not go well for them at all. All right, folks. Well, thanks so much for watching the 1941 setup of the anniversary edition. And don't forget, tell your friends that you love playing games with them. Keep that board game night rolling. Keep everybody happy with all that sort of stuff. Hug your loved ones. And as always, may the dice be with you.